Oh, we're live. We're live. We're in a minute early. The feed has gone down to LA and it's coming back. So, welcome. This is Jane Gardner to jane-gardner.com. I have to fix that logo, implement.club. And welcome. Here we are. Yes, it's week 40. Week 40. Hard to believe, but it is. And build your business. And today we're talking about creating your content factory. And I know that for some of you it sounds very vague and it sounds very social media, but it's actually something more exciting than that. And so we're going to be going in depth today about your content factory. Because remember, we're doing a weekly workshop. We are. So let's get started with the presentation. So yeah, we've been building our business for 52 weeks and we've been implementing, getting into action and grow. And with these 15 principles, you'll be able to grow. So let's have a look at the 15 principles. We've already finished looking at developing your core principles. You should always be talking about your core principles. Mine are visibility, authenticity, and consistency. So I think this being week 40, I've followed up on my consistency anyway. And your mindset, developing that for being an entrepreneur, it is different than one who is in business in a job. The mindset of a small business is even different from an entrepreneur mindset, and we went into depth on that. And all of those will be developed and put into your brand. And this is all about building your brand from all these actions as well as these things that you do, because you're going to position yourself as an educator by doing a weekly workshop, and you're going to monetize by building a product snowball. And since you're doing a weekly workshop, well, you can make an offer each week. So you can have a product each week. It sells, it doesn't sell, it's out there. Because then you're going to use your strategic marketing to build it and grow your business and selling. Now today it's creating a content factory, which we'll talk in depth about, and then you build a massive network of people that you know in the internet, as well as become a media mogul with the specialty in one media. Mine, of course, is video. Yours could be podcasting or writing a book. Then we get into production mode, and we'll get into depth that later, as well as all these products that you've offered. You build a learning center that you put them in, and people get a very rich learning center from all the products and workshops that you've done. You create an online community from all the people who are in your learning center, and they become super fans, and they will be your affiliates, promoting your business and growing it. And putting systems in place, once you've got all these humming and circling and growing your business, that will ease the growth, as well as it will ease the amount of work that you have to do, but grow the business on its own, so that all you have to do is do a weekly workshop. And we've been talking about ways that you put systems in place later. So today it's all about creating a content factory. We've talked about that before, but this is an interesting concept I want you to think about taking your customers on a journey. So the journey and teach method is a method that will help you to create content. You're going to create hyper unique products and services, because of once you take your audience or your customers on a journey, you save that journey and create a product from it, because of course it will have results, because a journey has a beginning, a middle, and an end. And the end may be good, the end may be bad, but you always have an end. So whether you're selling information or other products, there are times when you'll need to develop an attention-building activity that serves as the basis for new products and content. You'll often see this take the form of a challenge or something like that. I'm sure you've seen challenges out there on the internet where you can participate and they're free and they get you to do a result by the end of the challenge. This is where you'll be doing something that builds over time and not something that others are doing. So because it's you and your personality, it will be unique. And obviously, we'll talk further about why. This is apart from your weekly workshop that won't stop. So you'll be doing your weekly workshop on a regular basis, and this, what are we calling it? Hyper unique journey product. We'll call it the journey product. Is something that you do maybe on a quarterly basis. You certainly don't do it every week as well. It'll be something to get you new audience and people to come into your world. So because it's going to be based on what you want to sell and who you want to reach, it won't be like anything else that other people are doing, because you are going to be having a unique educational focus and a unique weekly workshop that will have a focus based on what you want to teach. So you will also have a journey product that will be based on your theme and topic. Now, the idea is to use the attention to invite people to be affiliates, of course, to invite people to be workshop attendees, and also to be your customers. So this journey unique product, we'll call it a challenge, but I like journey actually, will be something that attracts new audience. And of course, once you have the new audience and they're on your subscriber list, you can of course talk to them about being affiliate or being coming to the workshop, and of course you can sell them. So this is one of the ways, and content is one of the ways, of course, to get your audience to grow, is to putting content out there. So we're taking your attendees and your followers and the people who are watching you on a journey. And we're looking to learn something. So we don't have the answers at the outset. You do have a clear direction on what you're going to be doing, but you don't know the answer and what you're going to find when you get there. But you should be able to communicate clearly what you're going to do. So I've got another slide which has the examples. So for example, in the next 7 days, you could have a journey where we're going to explore Facebook ads to sell an information product. And that's a clear journey. That's a clear definition. We're going in that direction for the next 7 days. So we're going to be looking at what happens. We don't know what's going to happen. We know, obviously, how to set up a Facebook ad. But what we're going to do is make it a journey challenge so that you could have maybe one of your audience could give you an information product that link that they want to sell, and you look at how you set up the ad, you look how you make it live, you look how how it sells, and read and see what the results are. So you could do that also for an offer on ClickBank. So we're going to set it up and do SEO, so search engine optimization, so that we can get traffic to the offer. And so once you get traffic to the offer and maybe even sell it, that would be part of the journey, and the journey would be complete. But at the same time, your audience, if they follow along, will also learn how to do it, and they will also be finding out what the challenges are with ClickBank or with doing Facebook ads. So you know maybe how to do it, but you're not going to be teaching. You're going to be learning along with them as to what happens when you change the in the ads, you change the audience from one to the other, and what does that do for your stats and that kind of thing. So you're doing a journey. You don't know what the end will be, and you find out with your audience. So you need to have a clear direction of where you're going. You don't want to have to know the answer before they get there. So every time you get your discussion ready and you get feedback from your audience and they maybe help you, you can use one of them as an example and or use their choice that they want to do and see what happens when you do that choice, for example. And so why are you doing this? Well, you already have a weekly workshop and you're going to continue to do that. It's going to be based on your topic, but what you're doing is this unique event where you're recording the journey and you, from that journey, you're creating content that you can use for your blog, your social media, or podcasts while gaining an audience who participate and make the content better. So I have been in, for example, one a guru, we'll call it. And what he did every week was he would ask a person in the audience to give him a topic to talk about, and then using his templates for writing a blog post, he would create a blog post in like 2 minutes or 5 minutes that a person could use. And so he would download it to that audience, and and then you can see just how easy it is to use his templates, for example, when doing a blog post. So I certainly understand the concept on that, on how you take people on a journey and they learn that it is either going to go this way or it's going to go that way, badly, basically. So it's not the traditional challenge method. It's basically what you're doing is learning more than you're teaching. So you don't know what's going to happen at the end of the journey. You're learning along with them what happens. So you're taking your attendees on a journey and sharing with them the things that you learn along the way. So for example, if you had a platform that you wanted to try out, and so they would come along on the journey with you when you set up, say, the landing page, and then you set up the sales page, and then you make it live and see what happens and drive some traffic to it and that kind of thing and see what results you have. And so that's what we're talking about when we say a journey. You don't know what's going to happen at the end, whether or not you'll have any sales or not. And it's basically going to be a journey. And every time you prepare a discussion for your followers about what you're learning, you're building the basis for blog post. You've got a basis for a podcast or for video content, because you're creating this content that is of value to others, because it's showing the possibilities of, let's just mention the example before of Facebook ads. Not many people will actually do Facebook ads live, because of course they don't want you to find out, what their Facebook ads account looks like. But of course, if you can get a sample Facebook ads account and use that one, and you're showing them how to do it. Well, if you show people how to do things, it's more likely they do it. And of course, if they follow along and do it themselves, then they're gonna win. It can also be used for social media posting, of course, as you go along the journey. And you can also make information products from it once you finish the journey and what happened with the journey, make a summary. It could be a case study about how to do Facebook ads not successfully or something. So why does this work if you're new? If you're a new person trying to get an audience? Taking your followers on a journey, if you're new, will help you to build your list and your audience. Obviously, they have to sign up in order to see the journey. It's Emily more interesting than straight training, because you don't know what's happening. It's an interaction. As I mentioned, if the person doing the journey is going to give you a template and then ask someone from the audience to give them some feedback and add into the blog post template, their blog post stuff, so that it's complete and in the end, and it only took 5 minutes. Well, this is a journey that people get excited about because it shows how easy something can be. And the main reason is you're upfront about the fact that you don't have all the answers, that you don't know what's going to happen, whether it'll get traffic or not, whether it'll get sales, and others can see themselves more in you than they can in accomplished people, because you're also learning along with them what to do. This will not attract everyone, but some people will be drawn to you specifically because of your putting yourself out there in this way. You can enter any niche this way by going on a journey to learn and then taking others with you. So how are you going to use an easy way to communicate and document this? Because you are learning at the same time, so it can be a bit nerve-wracking if you don't know what's going to happen, and there could be a lot of dead space if you're stuck in waiting for something to update. Well, whereas certainly you can do a Facebook or YouTube Live and benefit from their algorithm for traffic, you should use the method that's easiest for you and that people resonate with you the most. So where do your people hang out? If people resonate with you on video, you should do it. Even at first you don't like it that much, obviously. The key is to get results on a daily basis of opt-ins, sales, and sign-ups for your workshop. So your goal for doing this journey is to collect, in quotes, collect new audience, new excitement from others that they want to subscribe and they want to opt in and go see your weekly workshop or see your offers, etc. So you're trying to grow your audience. Once you settle on the most effective way, get rid of the others and do it on an ongoing basis. So you should be doing a journey at least quarterly. If you find that doing it on YouTube is easiest for you and attracts new audience, then do it on YouTube. Okay, and if you're doing a product snowball and weekly workshop, you probably don't have a lot of bandwidth. So you're looking, and you certainly have to manage your time and figure out when you're doing what. As long as the main part of your documentation is public and participative, it doesn't matter. So as long as if you're on YouTube Live and YouTube is recording your video for you, and you know, there's a result after you finish that you can put on YouTube, and then you can download it as the owner, then you're going to be having an easy way to make videos, for example. If you want to record your content and place it in an area for future discussion, that is a good way to do it. So, you know, you've got to make sure you have to make sure that this journey is always public, that people can opt in to go from one step to the next. But it has to be public so that you're collecting a new audience who will opt in to see the rest of the journey and obviously maybe participate depending on what you're going to do. Whether you decide that you're going to take a journey of creating a blog post with a video, or even creating a video and putting it on Medium.com and seeing how your audience grows, because you go behind the scenes and show people the number of people who view your, you could do that with YouTube for sure. You just have to consider your privacy and that kind of thing. So you can create these events on a quarterly basis, and make sure you record them all, and then you can package them up as social media. You could post out onto social media after the event of what you did, and not like at the very end. Every step, every day that you do this, post it out with what you've done. So you want to create journey events as well as your weekly workshop. Do your weekly workshop. And I know that sounds intimidating, but these activities do take and are difficult to do on an ongoing basis along with the rest of the system, right? But you can create this in your planning maybe quarterly and have themes. So you can create an event, and you could, the length of the event should be based around how much content you need to create for a decent product. So let's say, I mean, you can't stop usually after 45 minutes. So let's just say an hour a day for 5 days. That's 5 hours of content. That's a good product. And then, of course, you cut it up into smaller parts for consumption. The goal of the event is to discover something that works that you may or may not know the answer to. So, I mean, I know the answer to how to use XSplit, which is the system I use for broadcasting here. And I've never looked at the statistics for this. I'm not even sure if they have statistics in terms of viewers and that kind of thing. But, you know, you could figure out what you want it to be your topic of interest and do it quarterly. Think of the format as being something like a 7-day sprint or a 10 days of implementation, a weekend session, or a 24-hour hackathon. Like a 10-day implementation or 7-day, because most people don't want to do things on the weekend. For example, you could do a 7-day implementation. Let's get a website up for you. If you know me at all, you know I've done 5 systems you need to have in your business, internet business, and I have a 30-day way to get everything up, those 5 systems up within 30 days to have an online business. So I should do that, but I haven't done it yet, for example. And of course, package it up, and then anyone who was to buy it, they would learn how to what is successful and not successful about implementing and doing something in 30 days. It doesn't matter except that people can participate with you. So at all times, you have to have this public in some way, whether it's broadcasting the video on YouTube, but making sure people sign up so they can get into the Zoom loop and ask questions, because it has to be participatory. It has to have people interacting with you, maybe changing your direction, asking questions, having discussion on what they want to do, what they want to, So you want to be able to promote participation. So what you're looking for with these journey events is engagement. And you want people to participate with you. That means they're engaged with what you're studying and learning. So you should be asking people to comment when you post the recording. And you should be interacting with the people live on your session. So you maybe get Zoom or a link or some other thing where they can connect with you, like a Facebook Live, and chat and ask questions. And they can help you decide which direction you want to do. It isn't yet time for you to ask people to do anything like sign up. This should be a time for you to do something that can be transparent about the results you are and aren't getting. When you're stuck, you can invite a guest speaker, but not too many, because you're looking to retain your authority. So when you decide that you maybe don't know anything at all about Facebook ads and Facebook ads intimidate you, then you look out to your network and find someone who's willing to come in and do an hour on Facebook ads, and also you get the people in, and maybe they'll sell them training on that. But other than that, you want to make sure you're always seen as the authority. So in conclusion, one of the most important ways these journey events should work is that they prove your theories that you have about business. If you have developed core principles, a good rule of thumb is to do 1 event a month based on each core principle. So for example, I would do an event where the theme is consistency. So we would maybe get them to help me do 7 days getting on LinkedIn event. I don't know. And then another month, authenticity, we would talk about it and maybe do something authentic on a Facebook Live, talk about authenticity maybe, as well as not so much talk about it as get some stories from them about people who haven't been authentic and all those kind of stories and add them all up. And then a month, of course, visibility, which is the easiest thing there, is, of course, to get them to broadcast on their Facebook Live, for example, set up their studio, and we could see how many of the group would actually do it, give them prizes, that sort of thing, and have an event where it shows some of the challenges of what could happen if you're doing a Facebook Live, as well as solving those challenges and etc. So you can certainly do events based on your core principles, and you can structure them in different ways. So you could do a video challenge, as I mentioned. We could do a Facebook Live challenge where everybody within a week has to get a video up based on some ideas that we have, and see how that happens to help and what the stats are for their video. We could do a podcast episode. One of the things that I want to do, one of the things I want to do is to talk about television, the Roku and the streaming TV, and educate about that. And one of the things that I could do on a podcast is I could create a podcast called How to Create a six-figure TV channel on Roku, and do episodes. But that would take a while, so it wouldn't be a journey event so much as it would probably be a journey of at least 20 episodes before it actually completes. But that could be, obviously with podcasts it's kind of hard to get people to ask questions and that kind of thing, so you might want to do the podcast as I'm not sure. Well, you would wrap up the content into a podcast. And then you could do a live webinar trainings and use the live webinars, and you could do a virtual summit. So a lot of people are doing virtual summits, and they're using the principles of visibility, authority, being a coach, writing a book, that kind of thing. And they're getting various experts to come in and talk on the topics they want to talk about books, for example. But what you could do is have a journey event where you do interview experts, but you also have a participatory event where people will also give you ideas and how-tos on promoting your book, or maybe creating a trailer for their book, that kind of thing. So they have something that they can do at the end once they look at the training. And that is certainly, we're going to go more into depth, I think, at some point about virtual summits, because they can be quite powerful in building your network and, of course, creating content. So the idea is that instead of putting events together based on what's working, you'll be doing them based on your own principles. So, for example, I have the domain name visibilityandimpact.com. And I believe that you can have impact when you have visibility. And so I think that's actually, what's it linked to? I think it's linked to something I have. One of my sites. It's not a website. I think it's a training center where I have the trainings. But, you're basically using the theme of your core principles in your virtual summit, for example. A lot of people do that, so you understand what I'm talking about. Taking people on a journey around your principles reinforces them and grows them, so people get to know more about you. So these are some of the things that you can do. let's say if I was to do my Let's Go Live workshop on a weekly basis, and I'm talking about all kinds of ways to go live, then I could have an event where people could come in, and once I give them the checklists or the spreadsheets, they try to go live, and they go live, and whoever makes a sale from going live doing that is the winner, I guess, or the journey. Anyway, sorry, just thinking over my head. So that's basically an idea for creating your content factory. You could do a journey on a quarterly basis. So it could be a virtual summit, it could be a webinar, it could be a video challenge, and you would have the content from that, as long as the people who are in it, of course, sign a waiver saying it's okay for them to be on camera, or you have to make that separate so it's not shown in the product, and then you have a product that you can sell, or you can promote, or you can put out on the internet. So that's one of the ways to make some content from what you're doing, because you're always using your principles. So we'll just remember that again, is that you, of course, develop your core values, your mindset, and your brand. They'll all work together, and position yourself as an educator, and do a weekly workshop, make products, have strategic marketing, create a content factory, build a massive network, become a media mogul, get into production mode, build a learning center, create an online community, and raise and build an affiliate army and put systems in place. So if you get all of this working into a circle, into whirlwind, you will grow your business, because you're always going to be building a massive network. So we'll be talking about building a massive network next time. I'm not sure if that's the one where I talk about virtual summits, is how good they are for building your network, or is it in affiliates? It might be affiliates about virtual summits. We go in depth about, but that will be next time. So thank you for listening, and I have forgotten to give you the link because we're up to week 40. So let's just go back and give you the link. In case you want to see the other episodes about Content Factory and doing a weekly workshop, you can go join for free at http://jgtips.com/BYB-free. And then about the second, I think it's the second email, you'll get a link to register to go into the membership where I have stored all the free trainings, the 39 trainings, and well, I'm not sure if 39's in there, but at some point this will become a paid training, but for now it's a free training. Once I get the implementation for each week, you can also join the Facebook group at Implement Club on Facebook. So thank you for listening, and it's time for me to start my day, and I'll see you next time.